Hi guys, we are here with an extreme close-up today because I am going to be testing this foundation. It's the Estee Lauder Double Wear Light. Please excuse my strange headpiece, it's the turban, because I've just got out of the shower and I want to apply my foundation as soon as possible, so I don't want to wait for my hair to dry. Plus it is insanely hot. I am like the most irritable of my life, so any kind of heat trying to dry my hair right now, I would just go insane. So yeah, we're just going to go straight in with the foundation, and this is the Intensity 1, so I believe this is the lightest shade that you can get. I do have a sample of the Double Wear, the original Double Wear. It's a little bit dark for me. I really like it. The coverage is better. The coverage is not a major issue for me, but I do find that the longer you wear long-wearing kind of high coverage foundations, the worse your skin gets, the more you need the high coverage foundation. So I would like to have that one on hand for if my skin does break out. But I will do that as when I actually purchase the right shade for me. So first of all, we're going to go with the light one. And I'm going to be using the Beauty Blender for the first time. So wish me luck with this. I have a little mirror on hand because otherwise I can only see myself in the viewfinder. So I have no idea how to use the Beauty Blender, but I'm just going to kind of put little bits of the foundation on my face. This is complete trial and error because I've never done this before. Previously I have applied this foundation kind of with my fingers in little sections as I go because I'm led to believe it dries pretty quickly. So I will attempt, ooh, that rattling is going to be annoying. I will attempt to blend this in quickly before it dries or sets on my face. And the next time I do this, I will take off my watch. Okay. I feel like maybe the Beauty Blender is too wet because it seems like it's kind of picking up the foundation. I don't feel like I'm getting very much coverage. I'm going to go in with another layer because, like I say, I feel like I made a bit of a faux pas with the Beauty Blender there. I think that I potentially am using it a little bit too wet. Okay, I'm going to leave it as that for the foundation. I'm also going to put up a picture now of my first try with this particular foundation. You're going to be able to see kind of half and half with it applied on my face on one half and not on the other half, how it lasted throughout the day and all that. So I wanted to show you a different technique because I applied that with my fingers. I felt like the application was quite light and I thought I would try in this video a slightly different application because I'm led to believe that using a Beauty Blender or using a brush gives a slightly heavier look. So that's what I tried to do today. I'm not entirely sure that that's the case with this. I think it's quite natural. It looks quite natural. The coverage is definitely not too high. You can still definitely see through the foundation. I have some pigmentation you can see here, some kind of blemishes and things. So I will be interested to see how the original Estee Lauder Double Wear pans out. Ooh, we went all dark then, we lost the sun. To see whether or not that really is full coverage, but I don't think that this one is kind of first impressions wise. Just upon first application without putting the rest of my makeup on, you can definitely see through it. So I've done the rest of my makeup. I actually filmed it for a get ready with me, so you can see that coming up soon. But I'm really happy with the foundation. As I was putting the powder on to set the foundation, I put a little bit of concealer under my eyes and around my nose, but that was it. But as I was putting the powder on, as I mentioned in the video, it didn't feel tacky. Like normally when you put a powder on top of a foundation to set it, you can feel it kind of dragging on the brush. It feels a little bit tacky, and it didn't at all. And I don't know whether or not the fact that I was kind of getting ready to make another video and I let the foundation set a little bit before I started doing whatever else on top, whereas normally I just kind of foundation, powder, blah blah blah, or the fact that I applied it with the Beauty Blender. I don't know what the difference was, but it felt completely different this time and it felt like it set to a matte finish, which it hasn't when I've tried it in the past. So this is not a first impressions. I have been using it for about a week, but it's the first time I'm filming it and it's the first time I'm using it in a slightly different way. So fingers crossed I'll find that it's a little bit better than I anticipate, because my previous experience with it is it's nice and it doesn't look cakey and it generally does look kind of better throughout the day than my other long wearing foundations, but the coverage does fade over time and it definitely allows oil to break through. So we shall see. I'm not going to touch up at all today. I'm just going to kind of check in with you guys and let you know how the foundation is wearing. So okay, I am back and it has been 7 hours. I put my makeup on just before 10 o'clock and it's now 5. I thought 7 hours was a good test because it's kind of a work day. 7 hours is how long I work anyway. So I thought that was kind of a good test time. And I really want to take off my makeup. and kind of just lounge around now and just get my pyjamas on, eat some tea. So I thought I would kind of check in with you and let you know how I feel the makeup has lasted, and massively impressed. This is kind of, I haven't touched up at all. I have got some oil. I was going to do it midway through the day and I just thought it didn't really deteriorate enough for me to do kind of a mini catch up in the middle. I just thought I'm just going to power through to the 7 hours and see how it looks. And there is definitely oil production, especially around these areas. My T-zone a little bit, but my cheeks get the worst, I think, my chin a little bit as well. But I'm going to zoom in so you can see, because I feel like there is a little breakdown where the oil's being produced around this area. There's a breakdown where the foundation's separating a little bit, but I don't really mind, because to be quite honest, that's a massive improvement on the foundation not being there at all. And the oil control is not that bad. For the amount of time that this has been on, for the heat that we've had today, I have tried to stay kind of relatively cool. I've tried to stay out of the sun, but I have been sitting outside a little bit. I've been to the lake with the kids for like a little while, not kind of massively sitting outside in the sun and sunbathing like I may have done had I not been doing this test. Been to the shops, I've done all kinds of things, and it's really, really warm and humid today, so I think this has been a really, really good test day for it. But like I say, I'll zoom in. Oh, that's zoom out. I'll zoom in so you can see a little bit better. I feel like kind of around here, I don't know if it'll pick up on camera, it's kind of going a little bit patchy, but I think you'll agree with me that is pretty good for 7 hours. The first time I used this I wasn't massively impressed, and I think that a lot of it is down to the way that you apply it. I'm really not impressed with the concealer that I've used because my under eye circles are not great. I feel like next time I'm going to put more foundation under there, but yeah, as a close-up, I think that's pretty good. So the way that I've applied it so far, I've done it with my hands and basically applied my concealer and my powder immediately after putting on my foundation. And today I used the Beauty Blender, which I feel like I maybe applied too much here. That might be part of the reason that we've got that breakdown, because I don't seem to have that anywhere else, although this is the oiliest place. I applied it with the Beauty Blender, and then I waited a few minutes before I actually started applying the rest of my makeup, completely by accident, but I think that's quite important. That's a key thing with this foundation, that you let it set, because it feels like a normal foundation initially, but if you let it set, it really does feel quite tacky and almost glue-like when you then put the rest of your makeup on top, and everything else seems to last a little bit longer as well. My cheek products seem to have lasted longer than normal. Normally you can't see any blusher by the end of the day at all. So overall, massively, massively impressed. I probably will be doing a follow-up with the original double wear, but I am really, really happy with this, so I'm really glad I gave it another shot, and I hope you've enjoyed this video. Bye!